guys, welcome back to Calling the Shots with Kiki
and Sarah.
And we have a really interesting topic for you guys today.
Yes.
We did some research.
Yeah, we did a little digging.
And we found some conspiracy theories.
Some juicy concepts that are not actually factual.
Right, nothing is proven.
None of this is proven. This is all just people
speculating.
Yeah.
And, people do this with a lot of different things. We'll tell you what made us think about this.
Yeah.
And get into this topic. But we were like, there's got to be some, interesting theories in sports that are, pretty scandalous, unproven, conspiracy-like. And so that's what we're going to talk about today.
People's ways of, dealing with either big losses or upsets or weird things players have done and why they did it. But again, this is just people coming up with things and we're trying to understand.
Yes, and we're going to tell you why they think these. Sometimes you kind of hear why, the background of it. So
for sure,
you can hear some of that too. But I'm excited because this is a unique topic.
Yeah, very fun.
I'm just realizing my light's off, so I'm just going to turn that on.
Yeah, that's true. When did that... Oh, it must have been... Okay, I'm here now.
Yeah, I had to replug some stuff in.
Yeah, but we're good.
Now fully
I'm
lit.
Yeah.
So if you're on YouTube, you see the difference.
Yeah.
Maybe. If not, then it's not that good of a light.
It's not. It's true.
How has your week been, though, Sarah?
It's been good. I already told you this. I probably should have waited, but I was too excited to wait.
I know.
Just had to let you know. But I officially accepted a full-time job with KSL.
Which is so exciting, you guys, because you've already been working there.
Yeah, I've been working there for over a year now as a sports radio producer.
Yes.
And so I've talked about it before, but I produce a daily show and this has been kind of in the works for a little while. But yeah, it got made official last week. And this week was is starting my first week kind of figuring out what my role is. And so my new title now is a digital multimedia producer.
Which is so exciting because, as she said, she's been working there, like you said.
Yeah.
But it's been part-time.
Yeah.
Kind of splitting time with Pac-12.
Yes.
Social media.
Yes.
So it's really exciting because it just makes it awesome to be able to put your energy fully
into one place. Yeah. Which is kind of funny because I'm still going to be producing the radio show that I do, but I'm also going to be working with the social digital team. That's where the multimedia comes in.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be helping on the video side of things.
At KSL.
At KSL,
yes, right.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, it's been super fun. Kind of still figuring out exactly what that entails on a day-to-day basis. But yeah, it's exciting and kind of a relief because I've been waiting for a full-time position for a while.
You've totally earned this. I'm literally so excited. I know it would have been fun to wait and tell me on the podcast.
Yeah.
But it was fun when you texted me and told me because it was just pure joy and excitement for you.
I need to tell Kiki. Yeah, so.
Hard work pays off, guys.
Yeah, it really does.
Sometimes it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, and sometimes it takes a little while.
Yeah,
but
it's true.
Yeah, it's been fun, and I enjoy who I work with, so it's just kind of exciting.
I'm so excited for you. I'm literally so pumped. I said, you totally deserve this, so.
Thank you,
I'm just let's go.
Yeah, so that was the big thing that's happened since we've chatted, but how things going with you? You've had a kind of hectic couple days.
Yes, it's a very fun and exciting and busy week for me because every professional team has some type of media day.
Yeah.
Where you basically take players around to different stations. They get their photos taken. They do interviews. They do interviews with outside media, interviews with your own media team. Yeah. They do you get all the video content you need for an intro video and hype videos and just all this stuff. And it's honestly hard for me to explain it to people because it's oh, cool. I'm it's a very busy and hectic time.
Yeah, it's all packed into a short amount of time.
Yes.
I think is what's like crazy.
Exactly. So we have we're doing 30 Real Salt Lake players. And so we're doing 10 every day. And creating the schedule for it, even I helped create the schedule for it. And it just took me hours because to get 5 done in an hour with how many stations there are, they have 7.5 minutes per hour.
Yeah.
And so it's okay, they have only 5 minutes at each station, and then they have to walk from station to station.
Yeah.
They have to coordinate who's going to be the one to walk them from station to station.
Yeah.
And so it's just it's
a lot of moving parts.
So many moving parts, honestly. But it's really, really fun at the same time because I feel anytime your job is kind of switched up from the regular day to day, in sports, that can change a lot. But it is really fun and exciting. And it's all week. We're doing it all week, basically. So because we have, I mentioned the women's team, the Utah Royals is coming back. And so now that we actually have players, which is so fun, we're doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, RSL, Thursday, Friday, Royals, Saturday, makeup day. So it's just literally all week long.
Got a lot going on.
And we set up everything it took 2 days to set everything up too. So we set up last Thursday and Friday. So it's just a week and a half ordeal.
Yeah.
But it's honestly a really good time. I obviously love it. I love my job, but I'm I'm done really late this week. And it's exciting and awesome, but tiring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, everyone I work with, you were just saying, I love everyone I work with and the players I usually work with. So it's good. It's fun.
Yeah, it makes it a little easier.
It does. We're this feels like camp. It's just so funny. We're have lunch together. We get catered lunch, which is nice because we're there for so long. So we just eat our lunch together and chat. And we're okay, let's go.
Yeah. On to the next event.
On to the next thing. So it's a good time. But
nice.
It definitely keeps me busy. So
fun.
That's the latest.
Exciting.
Yeah, can't wait for you guys to see the content. It's fun, but it's very it's also interesting because it's very under wraps because we're getting a new jersey front. In soccer, you have a literal company on your jersey.
A sponsor, basically.
Yes. Yeah. So, once that's all finalized, we can announce that. And every year you kind of get a new jersey. You rotate, you get rid of one of the old ones you've been using, you get a new one.
Yeah.
And so it's exciting and fun, but it's super hush hush because you can't show what the jersey looks like yet. So we're the players are going in the halls and we make them put their jackets on, walk into our room, take their jackets off. So it's just so funny.
So secretive. I love it.
So secretive.
So fun.
Yeah. Anyways, that's it.
I'm excited to see all the stuff
that
comes out.
I can't wait to show you. It'll be so awesome.
Yeah.
And that's the latest with me.
Yeah.
Also, I just had a great weekend in the world of sports and pop culture.
Yeah.
I feel playoffs are just it in every sport.
It's just a different feeling than the regular season.
It really is. There's certain fans that are I'm more of a playoff type of fan.
Yeah.
And
I'm okay with that. And because honestly, it's the most, it's very exciting time.
It's the most entertaining. It's do or die. It matters way more. Honestly, I love NBA, but I have a hard time keeping up with it. There's still a lot of games.
Yeah, a lot of games packed into
a short amount of
time. It's hard to keep track.
It's hard to keep track. So for NBA, I'm when the playoffs come, I'm invested.
That's March Madness, for college basketball is it's hard to keep up with. Again,
everything.
A lot of games. So
if you're getting locked into the NFL, this is the time.
Yeah, it really is. Because it was an exciting weekend of NFL football.
It was really, really exciting. Where are we even starting? Well, maybe we should
start with the one on the Saturday game.
Yeah, maybe we should start with the Saturday game.
Sorry, I had them reversed in there.
It's okay. Sorry, I was getting a random call because I totally forgot to turn on Do Not Disturb. Tell me about the Saturday game while I make sure we're still recording.
Yes, you're good. So the Packers took on the Niners, which is Kiki's team. The Niners is Kiki's team. So
yeah, which by the way is
probably very happy.
Very happy because the Niners won.
Yeah.
2 things I realized. Man, it's just crazy how quick teams drop out of the playoffs. We did an episode here's who you should root for, and then they were done.
Yeah, they were all gone. A lot of them were. Not all of them.
Not all of them. But a lot.
Yeah, I was like, I would have to go back and look at the list.
We did mention the Packers a little bit with Jordan Love.
Yeah.
Because that's their quarterback.
Yeah.
And we mentioned the Niners. And we mentioned the Bills.
And the Eagles. And sadly, the Eagles dropped out. But, man, one Eagles player made an appearance, which we'll get to. But Niners-Packers.
That game was stressful.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of either of those teams... Guys, this game was so stressful. It was just like...
Tiger, didn't even want to watch it.
That's right, because he's a Niners fan too,
he is. So he was like, I don't even want to watch it.
Honestly,
just tell me what happens.
I respect that.
Okay.
It came down to like...
A lot of the games did.
A lot of the games came down to like the final minutes in the game.
Yeah, and like field goals...
Yes.
Were like huge.
So Niners won, like I said, which is super exciting.
Yeah.
Here's the things... that were, like, actually so... Even if the game itself was so entertaining.
Yeah.
But if you're not into football a ton, there was still so much...
outside of the game that happened.
That was so entertaining.
Yeah.
The WAGs, the wives and girlfriends, their fits...
were popping.
Yeah, we've mentioned Kristen Juszczyk.
Yes.
And she made a fit for, like, Olivia, who's Christian McCaffrey's girlfriend. Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
Guys,
I saw her TikTok about trying to figure out what to wear, what combination to wear. She made her, like, this corset top out of, like, a sweatshirt that had, like, a cute Niners logo on it. And you've probably seen it because it showed up on my feed. But she, like, was doing a bunch of try-ons with, like, different combinations with different jackets and different shoes.
I actually didn't see it, so
really?
I do need... So keep going.
Okay.
The one you don't send me, Sarah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Go. I'm honestly shocked I didn't see this. Tell me about it.
Yeah, she was just trying, doing the, like, get ready for me thing, but, like, trying to figure out what she should wear with it. And I can't even remember which one she was. Was she wearing a red jacket?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So the one she went with, I was, like, a big fan of.
Yeah.
But,
I'm pretty sure I'm trying to keep all her outfits straight.
Yeah, I know. But, like, it was super fun. And then Kristen herself made a custom jacket for her personally, like, to wear. And it was also, like...
Wasn't hers, like...
It was more...
Like, blazer?
Yeah, it was like a blazer. Yeah.
So just so you can kind of envision it.
Yeah.
And keep in mind that she's the one who made... the puffer for Simone Biles, Taylor Swift, Brittany Mahomes.
Taylor Lautner.
Yeah. She takes these jerseys and is just, like, so creative.
Yeah.
Or she takes, like, merch or thrifted stuff and makes stuff out of them, and she's so good at it.
Yeah, My day, because we mentioned how her husband was, like, the ultimate hype man.
Yes.
And they asked him about it. Did you see that?
Yes.
And he was just, like, beaming. And was like, it was so cute. He was so excited to be like, yeah, well, this is my wife.
I was
and, like,
literally beaming was the word I was going to use. He was beaming with pride. And to make it even better, when the players run on the field, they do, like, a little intro video of them.
Yeah.
He did, like, scissors with his hand.
And I noticed that in her TikToks when she, like, is showing a new piece that she made, like, her intro, she has scissors.
Yes.
And so she, like, cuts them together and then shows whatever fit that she just made.
So to show how proud he was before he went on the field, what did they show? Him making the scissor motion with his
literally,
hands.
And it's, like, the most it's literally a playoff game.
Yes.
Everyone's seeing it.
So everyone's watching. This man is the ultimate hype man. He is the standard of men, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, he is the man. Everybody be with a man like that.
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
If you're going to be with a man, that's who you got to be with.
Yeah.
So, I've been like, I love them. They're one of my new favorite couples.
Yeah, same. 100%. And it's funny because another viral moment in this game had to do with another husband that we've talked about and aren't a huge fan of, Simone Biles' husband.
I thought you were going to go a different route.
Oh.
And I thought you were going to say we are a huge fan of. Okay, yeah.
Oh, no, we aren't a huge fan of.
Yeah.
Simone Biles' husband. We still aren't going to say his name because why? But
ain't nobody going to recognize it anyways.
Fans were going crazy and, like, clipped it from the game, but Trent Williams, who's a Niners player.
Big old guy.
Yeah, big dude. Had, like, a weird interaction with Simone Biles' husband, and it ended...
After the play was done.
Yeah, after the play was done, yeah. And it ended with him literally just, like, it didn't even take that much effort. Like, pushing him over and, like, it's just really funny and kind of embarrassing for him. But it was funny to see all the fans posting it and what they were saying. You have to say
he literally fell. Like, he pushed him over to the ground.
Yeah.
Like, Trent Williams looks like he just, like, gave him a little shove. Yeah. And this man dropped to the ground, and it didn't even look like he was
trying to, like, fake it or, like, make it obvious to get a flag. No, he legitimately looked surprised and, like, fell.
And then he, like, immediately tried to stand back up.
Yeah. It was so funny. Like, it was this man literally, like, flicking a piece of lint off of his shoulder. That's what it felt like to me, which Trent Williams was like, oh, like, what is this on my, like, get off of me?
Yeah.
And it was, like, that easy. Like, he breathed on the man, and he fell over. And people were just like, honestly, everything we wanted. Like, seriously? We wanted, like, Trent Williams did what we've been wanting to do to him.
No, the comments were so funny. They're like, Trent Williams saw the video of Simone Biles' husband, and this is his response. Like, it's just hilarious.
So funny.
Just people being funny, obviously. It's all in good fun.
Memes.
So, but honestly, the 49ers players were absolute kings because also George Kittle.
Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh. I even wrote it down, so how could I forget?
This is where, honestly, I thought you were going. But George Kittle and Claire Kittle.
Which is another couple we've talked about.
Yeah, I think we literally talked about them last week because...
the Wags, man.
The Wags. They had matching pregame fits.
Yeah.
Which is so fun and not done very often.
Yeah, and they were also, like, iconic. Like, did you see them?
Yeah.
They were so... It was...
Describe it.
I'm trying... Like, power suit vibes, but, like, streetwear. Yeah. With, like, patchwork on them, if that makes sense, of, like, different art and stuff. Yeah. And it was just super cool. And I just love that. I love when couples match. It just makes me happy.
Yeah. No, same. And I just love... I literally told you guys, this is why we need to root for the Niners, okay? Yeah. Even if you're not a Niners fan, I need you to root for the Niners purely for the Wags.
Yeah.
Because
they be doing the most.
They be doing the most in the best way possible.
Yeah, 100%.
And the dudes are all about it. Their men are supporting them.
Yeah.
So I'm just here for this.
Same.
So that, honestly, is what you need to know. The game was close. It was awesome and crazy. Niners won. Wags stay on top.
Yeah.
49ers,
so
Wags.
Move on. And live to see another week.
Meanwhile, the Bills, who we told you should root for, do not live to see another week.
Yeah.
This made me sad.
Really?
I kind of really wanted the Bills to win.
I just feel like they've been more inconsistent than the Chiefs this year.
Yeah, I don't feel like the Chiefs have been super consistent.
Oh, they haven't. But I think they've been more consistent than the Bills. Like, I didn't write off the Chiefs as much as, like, I did the Bills.
I wasn't writing off the Chiefs. Yeah. I just, like, I've seen the Chiefs make it so far so long.
That's true.
Bills fans are so loyal and just deserve
That's true. They did, again, the Bills Mafia showed up to shovel the stadium because it snowed. It dumped snow again.
Yeah.
And the line to, like, of fans waiting to get into the stadium to help shovel snow was insane.
Yeah.
Wrapped around the corner. Like, there was a video released and it just kept going. They were so dedicated to, like, making this happen that it's like, yeah, truly they put in the work and they did deserve a win.
They did.
Just for that reason, honestly.
Also, I heard the craziest thing. I don't know if you saw this on your TikTok.
I don't know.
So the Bills are building a new stadium and there's, like, a construction site where that's at.
Yeah.
And there's this, like, big
the hole.
The hole.
Yeah, I did hear about this.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a fan who sounds like he was, like, on something, but he fell into the hole and then the Bills won after.
Yeah.
And so there'd been rumors that Bills players, and this hole was huge.
Yeah.
I literally heard it was like 30
it's like more of a
something.
Ditch.
Yeah.
Than a like.
It's
not
like,
even a ditch. A ditch is deep.
Yeah.
It's deep.
That's the point. And players were, like, apparently, like, jumping in it because they were like, it's good karma now.
Yeah, they think it's gonna help them win. Yeah.
Which it didn't this time.
Unfortunately.
Nobody did it. I don't know, because people, like, officials of the city or whatever were like, please stop doing this. I don't want this happening. Don't let it happen.
And while we're still talking about them, they had, like, Taylor Swift themed concessions.
This is also why I love them.
For food, which was so funny because obviously they were playing the Chiefs. Taylor Swift was, like, planned to be there. She was there. But, like, they literally had, like, Bad Blood waffle fries and, like, Karma quesadillas. And there was, like, a few other things, I think, too. But those were the main ones I saw. And I was like, honestly, like, I want to try them just because of that.
I know. Honestly, I respect the hustle.
Yeah. And, like, the creativity behind that for them to, like, go into that much detail.
100%. I'm so impressed. I love it. I love that was actually executed.
Yeah.
Big fan. There was a lot that happened here, too.
Yeah.
So, Jason Kelce, as we mentioned, the Eagles lost, so they're out. So sorry, Jason. There's been a lot of stuff about him retiring.
Yeah.
But he's basically come out and been like, it's not a thing unless I say it is, okay?
Yeah.
Like, that's not, like, really that's the vibe, though, just so you know.
Yeah, he literally got emotional, though, about that being his last game, potentially. It was, like, weird. Because he was, like, saying he wasn't, but then he was crying, so I'm like, are you?
He did that last season too, though.
This is all on the New Heights podcast. That's true.
So I think more so what he was saying, this is how I took it, is he was like, I kind of felt like he was like, yeah, I'm retiring. Like, I'm basically like him without saying it, saying, I'm retiring, but I'm not retiring until I officially, like, it's not a thing.
Until I officially say it.
Until I officially say it. So everybody stop posting about it until I post about it. Then you can post about it.
But honestly, his behavior at this game made me feel like the man's ready to retire.
I don't know. I feel like this is just how he is.
I just feel like he let loose to the point where it was like, he's on vacation, you know?
He literally is.
This is true.
The Chiefs, their Eagles are done. He's on vacation.
We keep beating around the bush, but the man, first of all, went to the Bills tailgate. Did you see this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot about this.
And took a shot out of a bowling ball.
Because he's Jason Kelce and that's what he does.
Yeah, why not? And I was hoping I would see him jump through a table because that's like Bills Mafia's thing.
Yeah, but that would look probably too much like he's supporting the Bills. He needs to support the Chiefs for his brother.
This is true, for his brother. The whole reason he's there is to support his brother. Which he did then, because during the game, when Travis Kelce scored a touchdown, they like panned to his brother, who's literally shirtless in his box, like screaming.
He showed up with a shirt on.
He did. It was not there. Don't know where it went. Yeah. Literally, they didn't show him taking his shirt off. It just goes to him and he's like screaming and has his hands in the air and like just living his best life. Jumped out of the like box that they were in into Bills Mafia's stands and was like interacting with fans.
Yeah, he grabbed, because obviously the box looked like it was popping. You've got Jason Kelce, Kylie Kelce, you got the fam there, and
Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Taylor Swift, I think she was with Brittany Mahomes again.
Yeah.
But like a million pictures and stuff of Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Travis did a little heart after one of his touchdowns. Everyone lost their mind.
Yeah.
The people I was with lost their minds when we were watching it. So like the box was super fun. Jason, being Jason, just jumps out of the box, having a good time out there.
Yeah.
Did you see him pick up the little fan?
Yes, I
Picks
did.
up a fan that's like a Taylor Swift fan, has a Taylor Swift sign, and like turns and made sure that Taylor saw it.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Love that.
And
also, I want to give him props for like jumping. The box is high off the ground from where he was jumping. It was also icy, and this man is a big man. But, like, this just proves that he's athletic because he jumps out of this box, almost slips, but catches himself, and then, like, made it look so easy to, like, heave himself back into the box with no help. And I was like, are we just not going to, like, talk about what just happened?
Apparently
he did that so, smooth.
We are. We're going to talk about it.
Yeah, it was honestly props to him.
Yeah.
Because that was wild.
So, that was a really fun game. It was really close. It came down to a field goal to tie it and then like send it into overtime. So Bills were down by 3. Man, and it was so sad because their kicker went up and the announcer said, "This is the guy you count on in these moments," or something like that.
Yeah.
People say there's an announcer curse, and it just really felt like
it. Yeah, because he had been pretty good this whole year from what I understand, and he missed it. And it was heartbreaking.
His name's Tyler Bass, and he has since deactivated all his social media accounts.
Yeah, I could just see people attacking him, especially with the last name Bass. feel like that's just not a good last name to have
Yeah.
when you miss a field goal.
Yeah.
Just a lot of things could come from that. Not that I saw anything, but he probably didn't want to have to deal with that.
Most of the posts I saw where they were like, he deactivated his accounts, the comments in it were like, as if people could actually make that. It shouldn't come down to a field goal. Most people were pretty supportive, but I'm sure he got a lot of intense Psycho fans.
Yeah.
Just that he was probably like, I don't want to hear from anyone being upset, and I don't want to have to see this over and over. I'm just done. Maybe that's not the case. I'd assume that's the case, and I hope you are just chilling.
Yeah, I hope you're doing okay.
I hope you're unbothered.
Yeah. But those were the things.
Those were
lots of things.
Honestly,
Crazy.
lots of good things.
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved all the entertainment elements of it.
Same.
All the sporty things. But now we're going to get to our conspiracy theories.
Oh, did we want to do our women? Oh. We have one more thing.
I totally lied. Sarah, you did the women's.
Before we get the conspiracy theory, we just want to give a shout out to the Stanford women's basketball head coach because she did something crazy, and her name's Tara Vanderveer, and she became the most winningest coach in the NCAA basketball history with 1,203 wins, which passes legendary Duke head coach Mike.
Honestly, it's Coach K.
Coach K. Everyone knows him as Coach K. I'm not even going to try to say his last name. But she passed him with the most wins, which is just iconic. I think it's such a huge win, not just for her, but for women's basketball as a whole. She even kind of talked about that in one of her interviews. And then on top of that, Nike went all out. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't see the Nike side of it.
I was like, again, something I should have sent you, but I saw it today where they made her like a Letterman jacket, but it was covered in notches for every single, ticks for every win.
You're kidding.
Yeah. It was crazy. So the entire jacket is just covered in tally marks for every single win that she has. And then the CEO of Nike posted a video congratulating her, and in the background is this huge banner for her. And he's like, this has been up in my office for a while. Now, is this true? I don't know, but it's a cool story.
Yeah.
And he's like, so when people come to see me, that's one of the first things they see, which I just think is so cool and so awesome. And such a win for women's sports and women's basketball.
And women everywhere. That's fantastic. I think it's awesome for young girls to see obviously you see the players, but it's so fun to see the coaches be that successful on that level.
Yeah.
So that's insane. I'm so excited to go search the jacket.
Yeah.
We'll post it on the story.
I'll have to send it to you, but it's super cool.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyways, now we can get to our conspiracy theories.
Jump the gun. We've been talking a lot about football, right?
Yeah.
This is kind of what made Sarah and I think about this. So someone noticed that the Super Bowl logos, every year there's a different Super Bowl logo, right? Yeah. They're all somewhat
similar, but colors change, design changes depending on where it's being held because it changes every year.
Yeah.
But so the main importance is the color of the logo changes.
Yes. So for the past 2 years, the color of the logo has reflected who's in the Super Bowl. Why is that weird? Maybe you're thinking, well, that would make sense. Why wouldn't they do that? It's weird because they designed the Super Bowl logo way before you know who's going to be in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. They launch it and announce it at the beginning of the season, I swear.
Yeah. So last year, the Super Bowl logo's colors were green and red. Yeah. And it ended up being Eagles-Chiefs.
Yeah.
The year before that, the Super Bowl logo's colors were orange and yellow, and it ended up being Rams-Bengals.
Yeah. And this year,
it's
purple and red.
Purple and red. So all season long, you guys.
And in the playoffs, I should say, Ravens, which are purple, are in the playoffs on the other side of the bracket. And
I'm gonna get to that.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Sorry.
I'm
chopping the gum. Yeah.
No, we both have been today, so it's fine. I just wanted to preface that, literally all season long, before we've even gotten to playoffs, people have said, oh, this year's Super Bowl is gonna be Ravens-Niners because the Super Bowl logo theory. Because also we've mentioned before that people feel like the NFL is scripted.
Yeah.
And they're like, the conspiracy theory is that this is like proof of it, right?
Yeah.
And now there's 4 teams left, like Sarah was saying.
Yeah.
And 2 of them are
the Ravens and the Niners.
Yeah. So it's just crazy.
I just feel like it's too many things are adding up.
So many things where even, like, let's say it doesn't end up being Niners Ravens, it still feels like they tried their best to make it happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a little sketchy.
It's a little
fishy.
Mm-hmm. So Sarah and I have been talking about this, and it's actually been fun. It was actually funny. Oh, I should look it up, because they introduced for the first time a secondary logo like a couple months ago, and they were like, "These are the backup teams," whatever the colors were. I don't remember, and I need to go back and look at that one.
But yeah, the Super Bowl's coming up, obviously, so that's what got us thinking about conspiracy theories.
We wonder,
and this is one of the biggest ones, the most popular.
Totally, and we're kind of like, I wonder if there's other ones, like in sports history in general, where people have been like, that seems like someone conspired to make that happen. Yeah. Things like that.
I went down a rabbit hole. I don't know if you did.
Me too.
Because I didn't realize how many there are. And also like I didn't think of scenarios the same way as other people who then spun this into a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
But like now that they say that, I'm like, I mean, I could see it.
I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
So let's get into the other ones.
So
we're just gonna read I don't know. We have a few more for you guys.
Yeah, we do. But another big one is there's a Michael Jordan conspiracy, where if you've seen The Last Dance, or even if you haven't, Michael Jordan he retires from basketball, and goes and plays baseball,
like MLB
casually. But like he says he retires and that it's just because he's tired of the game, which just felt a little weird to some people.
Just like people are like, that doesn't super make sense, especially like
he was like at the peak of his time, like of his performance, and so it was just kind of random and seemed kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But then now people are like coming up with these theories, and it was rumored that Michael Jordan had a serious gambling addiction, and the NBA was suspicious of it.
There's like, the thing about it is like, because obviously as a player you're not allowed to gamble on your sport.
Yeah.
But it's pretty like, I feel like it's pretty known, maybe you don't, that like Michael Jordan liked gambling like in general.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, it is pretty known. And that was the other thing I saw, is like even one of his good buddies wrote a book about his gambling addiction, but it was like me and Michael Jordan, but he was like, this is my story and how I overcame it. But like in the title he mentions Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, okay, so like maybe he did really have a gambling addiction. There was even other people saying like he owed people money that weren't the best, and that maybe tied in with like his dad's suspicious death.
Yeah.
And
there's like a lot.
Yeah, it goes like way. People have some
You can
crazy
imagine
things.
when it comes to gambling and you're in deep, it's intense,
Yeah.
right? So like the very basis of truth is that like Michael Jordan liked to gamble.
Yes.
The level of addiction and depth he was in, we don't know.
But people are suspicious of it because they think that to mask a like suspension, the NBA just told him to retire until they finished an investigation on his gambling and everything that involved. Because then after he went and did a stint with the MLB, he like all of a sudden wasn't tired of basketball and like came back.
Yeah.
Which then made people even more like, what's going on here? Why would he come back? Like we've seen that before, but everything leading up to it, the whole gambling thing, it just makes people think, was this their way of covering up suspending him?
Yeah.
And being able to let him come back.
Which I've heard people feel like some fishy stuff went on with the gambling.
Yeah.
I didn't hear like this specific theory, and this is really interesting to me.
Yeah.
But also I can see where people would piece it this way.
Yeah. I was like,
interesting.
Wild. I never even thought of that. I was like, oh, he just didn't want to play anymore and then he realized how much he missed it in my brain. But this is crazy.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's true. Will we ever know? Who knows?
Probably not, but that's it.
That's a big one. Another one that was also super interesting to me. I hadn't heard this one.
Yeah, I hadn't heard this one either. This one, we're going to college football.
Yeah. But the 2010 Auburn football team, which I feel like I just need to add, the star quarterback was Cam Newton.
Yeah. Well-known name. You do need to add it.
Yeah. They allegedly covered up the fact that players were using illicit substances, and that when they failed substance tests, the team just said there were no tests instead of like
reporting the
tests. They just were like, oh, we just didn't have, no one took a test at all. And they went on to win the national title versus Oregon. And yeah, people are not happy about this.
This is another one where it's so interesting because like substance,
yeah,
I don't know, like performance enhancing drugs basically. Yeah. And just especially as college kids, drug testing in general is very touchy.
Yeah, and it's also not as like in professional sports, you have to release like injury reports, you have to release all this stuff, which I feel like you don't, like, it's a little more loose in college sports.
It feels like maybe you have to report to the conference. I feel like at the end of the day, a lot of it's coming down to your school, though, which is what would be interesting about this is if they did.
How deep does it run?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Does it run?
Anyways.
Crazy. Okay, I'm going to take us to the Olympics. This one I had to rewind for, but everywhere I looked about conspiracy theories in sports, this one came up like a few times. Mm-hmm. So 1972, this was the Olympic basketball final, and it was between USA and the USSR. So like this is a good matchup because up until this point, Team USA had a 63-0 record, but the USSR was wild. Insane. But also the Soviets were like really good. They're kind of just like older and more experienced. So basically the Americans were trailing until a player named Doug Collins made 2 free throws and put them ahead by 1 point. So it was 15-49, and there's only 3 seconds left in the game. So after he made the second free throw, the Soviets inbounded the ball, right? But one of the officials right after stopped play because there was like commotion at the scorer's table, and they're like, okay, that's like super weird. So they got a do-over again. They're like, you get it. They're like, you get a do-over. You're going to do it again. We're putting 3 seconds back on the clock. So America's like not very happy because they also managed to have like a substitution at this time when they were like out of subs, like it was an illegal substitution or something. So they're like, okay, they're like pretty upset at this time. Anyways, so then they do it again, and when they do it again, they like the Soviets tried to do a full court pass. Didn't work, and so the Americans like began celebrating. They're like, cool, we won by 1 point. This is awesome. And then the international head of basketball emerged from the stands and ruled that the Soviet team should get another chance to inbound the ball. And I'm missing, there was one more chance, and I don't even remember what happened in this one. I should have gone, and there's so many articles on this. So this is their third chance to get like 3 seconds back on the clock.
Yeah.
And apparently this time it was because the scoreboard operator forgot to like reset it for the third time. And so they were like, okay, Team USA is like super upset. They're like, we're just going to leave. If you're just going to keep doing this until they score, like we're just going to leave. And they're like, well, if you leave, you forfeit the game. So they were like, okay, fine. This time when they start to replay the 3 seconds, there was a referee along the baseline that looked like he was telling an American player to like back off of how close they were to like the Soviet player trying to inbound the ball. And this kind of gave them more room to make the full court pass this time.
Oh my gosh.
They made the pass and then made
the bucket.
The bucket. And then they won.
Wow.
Yeah. So America was so upset. They're like, we're not accepting our silver medals. Yeah. We should have won gold. Yeah. We do not accept. Those medals, you guys, are apparently still in a vault in Switzerland.
Yeah.
Just sitting there because they didn't go to the medal ceremony for it.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't either.
That's ridiculous.
So it was just, that one was kind of crazy, and it felt extremely rigged. There's been articles since, this happened in 1972, and I was looking, and it was New York Times did an article in 2022 with the players from the American team, and they were we deserve to be gold medalists.
Yeah.
People are still saying that
not
to this
letting
day.
It go. Yep.
50 years later.
I wouldn't either, though.
52 years later.
That's crazy.
Super crazy. So the conspiracy theory there is that it was rigged.
Yeah. Which doesn't feel like a theory.
Doesn't feel like a theory.
That one feels pretty factual.
Yeah. So that did happen.
Wow. Okay. The next one, we're going back to football, this time in the NFL. There's a whole theory about the New England Patriots and what they called Spygate. I will preface, part of this, the Patriots were found violating NFL rules by videotaping defensive signals.
Signals, we've talked about
again,
this.
Yeah, we've talked about it again. It's what they do to try to tell them what plays being ran, whatnot. So they were found videotaping the New York Jets in 2007. But it's also been claimed that the Patriots filmed signals used by opposing coaches during 40 total games. And it has been rumored that for years, the Patriots secretly and illegally taped walkthrough practices of the Rams before they played them in Super Bowl 36. Which is just sketchy. But this is where the conspiracy theory comes in, is it hasn't been confirmed those tapes of the Rams were ever happened, and people are saying that the NFL destroyed the tapes.
Whoa.
To try to cover it up, to make it less of a big deal. And so they did get in trouble for the other videotaping that they did of the Jets and some other teams, but they could never prove that they did it to the Rams.
That's so interesting.
Which is crazy. And so a bunch of people were like, the NFL destroyed the tapes. And again, another reason people think the NFL is rigged or scripted, whatever you want to call it, which is crazy.
Okay, so this is going to be our last one for you guys. Yeah. We just want to run through these real quick. But we're going back to basketball this time, all the way back to the NBA, 2002 Western Conference Finals. I'm from California, so I feel like most California teams just don't like the Lakers, okay?
Yeah.
So
I feel like it's not just California.
You know what?
Continue.
Nobody likes the Lakers.
A lot of people don't like the Lakers.
Honestly, I feel like this is a side note. I just feel like the amount of attention the Lakers get, even when they're bad,
atrocious. Yeah.
People are just we just don't like them in general. So
yeah.
Anyways, but the idea here is that NBA influenced referees made sure that the Lakers had the opportunity to beat the Kings in this Western Conference Finals. So Kings fans have just always felt like there was just something really fishy, specifically in Game 6. And it's because one of the NBA referees at the time, Tim Donne, I don't know if I'm saying that right. How does that look to you?
I don't know.
I don't know a lot of referees' names, especially from
Anyways.
2002. But basically, he's a convicted felon who's admitted to betting on games that he reffed.
Great.
So keep that in mind.
So he's corrupt. Good to know.
Yeah, he's basically kind of implied that that's what he did. He flat out has said that the NBA wanted the Lakers because they're a massive market team, and at this time they had Shaq and Kobe. He straight out said that the NBA wanted the Lakers to beat the Kings, just because the Kings were more small market.
Yeah,
and because they feel how certain calls went in the Game 6 of the finals that led to the Lakers winning. And then this referee literally being a convicted felon who's admitted to betting on games, admitted that this is what the NBA wanted. They just are it kind of all adds up to everything working in favor of the Lakers and not working.
Another rigged game.
Yeah. That's my theme, is rigged games. So I guess we'll never really know, like, if the NBA for sure said that or was like, do what you can, whatever. But that's kind of the thought process there.
Wild.
I went on this one website and they would say, like, the probability of each one being true.
Really?
Did you do that?
No.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. They're
That's
like,
crazy.
Just if they were, like, super far-fetched, they're like, this is probably, like, a 3. I think
Yeah, I've seen, like, cap or fact stuff, but I've never seen, like, the whole that's interesting.
It was kind of interesting. I kind of liked it like that. This one, they were like, this one's like a 7. I was like, honestly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Another one, just an honorable mention, because it was also basketball related, that I thought was interesting and, like, kind of weird, is people speculate that Jimmy Butler's dad, like, long-lost dad, is Michael Jordan.
Whoa, that's a crazy one.
Apparently Jimmy Butler has never met his dad, doesn't know anything about his dad. And, like, people have, like, compared their game, like, how they play and their mindsets. And they're like, oh, like, he's for sure Michael Jordan's son. And I'm like, that's crazy. Kind of a stretch, but also, could you imagine?
No. Get a DNA test.
Yeah.
Let's just figure it out.
I want to know.
Let's just figure it out.
I need to know.
Like, I don't expect that to be true, but what if it was?
Yeah, could you imagine?
No.
Like, the storylines.
The storylines would go crazy.
Anyways.
They'd probably cover it up. What am
I Everything's rigged, apparently.
We wouldn't know about it. That was fun.
Yeah.
I like that. I like hearing what people are speculating.
Yeah, now I feel like my For You pages are going to be all conspiracy theories.
It's going to take us a minute to get out of it. It'll be okay. That's all we have on... Well, I guess I should say to rate and review us and everything, though.
Yeah. Like, subscribe. Let us know if there's any crazy theories that you've seen.
I know. We just always appreciate you guys listening, too.
Yeah.
I never want to finish an episode without saying thank you. And thank you for listening, you guys. You're awesome. Now we can finish on calling
the shots.
See you next time.
See ya.